Welcome. In this video, we're going to do a solo playthrough of Tiny Epic Pirates, published by Gamelyn Games. So in this game, we are going to be pirates looking for treasure, and we want to be the first one to bury 3 of our treasure tokens. That will make us the nefarious pirate of the area. So we're going to take our location cards, set these up in a 4x4 grid. So we'll take a look at these first. So some of these, we're going to have storms on them, which is going to be bad for us to drive or sail into. Places for us to plunder, bury our treasure, sell some goods, and safe places for us to hide from other pirates and the Royal Navy. So we'll set this up in a 4x4 grid. This will create our world for us. And once we get this set up, just a little bit more room for us. We're going to have some search tokens here. So we'll place one of these each on each of the map tiles. And we are going to have 4 left over. Those will go back to the box, so we're not exactly sure what is out on the board. So then we need our legend map. For us, they're all going to be the same in multiplayer, but on the back for the solo, they're a little bit different. So we'll use this one for ourselves. So it's going to show as we level up, we'll get some bonuses, some money, another helping hand, and some surefire cannons. And a spot to hold our 3 treasure. So go ahead and set this off to the side. I'm going to choose our color to be red. So some other things we're seeing here is just as we level up our title. So we're starting off with a sea dog. Got a movement of 1 on our ship. As we progress up, get a movement of 2, 3, and 4. And dice we roll for combat. So starting off with 2, eventually we can get to 3. So here's our 3 treasure we need to bury. Then we have our legend token. We want this side up. On the other side is bloodied, which means we have mutinied, and we haven't done that yet. And we're going to take one of our workers and just put right here. And one of our gold pieces. So we've got our track going around the edge. That starts on 1. Then for our competitor, we are going to have this one. So it's going to be a vengeful person, and he's going to do a lot of attacking to us. So his legend goes up to 12. He's going to bury, and as he goes around the board, when we roll 6s, he's going to come after us, either plunder or attack us, which is never going to be good. And his 3 treasure here, so he starts off as a sea dog with a movement of 1 and 2 dice. As he levels up, gets a little bit more deadly for us. So place that off to the side. Place his legendary token there. And he starts with 0. And his 3 treasure tokens. Then we're going to get our helm mat. Once again, for us, it's going to be the same. But for the solo player, a little bit different. So that's going to be for us. And we're going to be facing Madam Drake. So on this, whenever it takes actions, this is where those are going to go. If it's going to target the orange or green ship, or if it's going to target us. And a place for rigging, cannons, and more rigging, and bonus actions, regular at top. So if it does one of these actions, gather, it's going to search. Pillage, search, get some crew, steal some money from us, search. Also gets 2 extra movement, and attack with 2 extra hits. And rolling 2 dice, or depending on how much its attack is going to be, it's going to do damage on 1, 3s, and 5s. And we'll see that in action later. And then for us, we can hold 3 cannons, which allows us to discard that to change the die face to what we want. Rigging gives us +1 movement. Cannons, +1 damage. And extorting, we get money when we land back or go past this line right there. And then repairing. We're going to get our 1 captain, and we can have up to 4 crew. The captains are all going to be the same, except on one side, well, they've all got the same symbols. So if they do a search action, we get bonus abilities of burying treasure, and I could call it a pillaging, but it's plunder. And then on the other side, just changes that ability. So some of them have different dice outcomes for doing damage. So we'll just take one at random here. So we are going to be Captain Vera Locke. Hitting on 4, 5, and 6. After search, we're going to start on this side. So if we do decide to do a mutiny, we'll just flip this over and we can do that once a game. We have action tokens, which we're going to randomize. Then I'm going to put them in order for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I am going to flip them over so we can talk about them real quick. So here, we can go to a market spot. If we're in the right spot, we can get rid of that booty that we have collected. Here for plundering, for spotted plundering, we get to take resources, which are going to be cubes in this little bag. Here, we'll get to attack merchant ships or other pirates. Go gather some crew. And lastly, go searching. And the same thing for our AI. So we'll just go ahead and put those around. So they've got the same actions. They're just going to come across them in a different order. So pirate starts at high noon. 3 go in the bottom. 1 will go back to the box. And for us, we put those on the bottom and our pirate there. For our market mat, this is going to let us know how much each of our resources is going to cost. Orange and green ships, we'll get that set up. And then as we bury treasure, how far the Navy comes, or how fast the Navy comes after us. So in this game, we've got some sugarcane, some rum, coffee, and gunpowder. So we're just going to take those and randomly place those on those locations. So they will be worth either 5, 4, 3, or 2 money. For making the merchant ship deck, we're going to take the 2 with an 8, flip those over. If we defeat them, we get 8 money. For 1 to 4 players, we go up on the legendary track. So there's 2 ways to go up on this. Defeating some of the higher cost of those, or blowing up another pirate ship. So we're going to put 2 on the bottom. Then we've got some 6s, goes on top of that. Then 4 strengths and 2 strength. And we'll place those there. Put 1 each on those locations. And we have our surefire cannons. We'll set those off to the side. Got some dice. Then for more ships on the board, we're going to put our ports at opposite ends. Got our ships, we're red. Other pirate is yellow. We get to start in Coves, which has this anchor around it. So in these 2 spaces, up in the top corner and down here. Our merchant ships are going to start at opposite ends. We'll get 1 treasure in each. Get our crew cards, give them a shuffle. Place them off to the side and reveal 3. We are the first player, so we get to take the Royal Navy, put them in one of the corners, so we can either put them there or down here. I'm going to go ahead and start in this cove, have them start up here. Then since we're first player, we start with 1 token of the cheapest. They'll start with the next highest. And that is our setup. So like I said, basically we're just going around here trying to get us some booty, sell it for gold. Once we fill up with gold, go to one of these locations and bury our treasure. First one of us to bury our 3 treasures is going to be the winner. So turn order. We're going to choose captain's order and assign deckhands. So we've got to go around our rondel. We get 1 free movement. If we do want to skip that, we take a deckhand and put it in its place. And then we can skip over those to the next one. So that's going to help us progress our actions. Then we get to sail our pirate ship, moving whatever our movement is. So rigging gets us +1, and we have a regular movement of 1. Just need to know that when we go into a place with a storm, we're going to get jostled, and we have to take one of our people from one of these 3 locations, move them to a repair spot. And after we sail, we execute our orders. So plunder, if we're at a settlement, we gain some booty. So that's where our cross sabers are. Trade, if we're in the right trade areas, depending on what we have to sell. So right now, what we have there, we need to sell at this location or up there. We can crew up by just taking one of these. We can also spend a gold to wipe these 3 and have 3 more come out. We have a max of 4 crew. Search, flip over a token and gain the rewards there. Attack ships to gain their booty, gold, and legend. So we cannot attack the Navy. They're always going to win. But we can attack the other merchant ships or other pirates. Or we can go hide in a cove, which is where we're starting at now. That is going to allow us to reassign our crew and make us safe from attacks from other pirates and the Navy. So I kind of want to go plunder, which is my second action. So we're going to take this guy, move it in the first spot, so we can skip over to this action. We've got a movement of 1 + 1. We're just going to sail over to this space, and that's going to cause us to get jostled. So we're going to take this guy over to our repair spot. We still have another movement. We're just going to stay there and do our plunder action. And at all the storm locations, we get to get 2 cubes. Non-storm locations get you 1. So we'll go shake our little bag, find some more resources, and put those in our ship. And that's our turn. So our competitive pirate over here is going to do the same thing, but it's going to roll a dice to see what it does. So its objective 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it's doing something a little bit different. And it gets a 5. So it wants to come all the way over here. So it's going to assign its deckhands and move as far as it can, passing over those, which is going to be a plunder action. It's got a movement of 1, and it wants to go towards the orange where it's already there. And it gets to cheat a little bit, so even though it's not in a spot where it would plunder, it goes ahead and just takes 1 anyway. And its bonus action for plundering is it gets to search. So it's going to flip this, and instead of getting that token, it's going to discard that and gain a gold instead. So if that was us, the exclamation point means we do that immediately. We would get that and just hold on to it. It allows us to change the die to the side we want. But instead, it gets a coin. And that's its turn, so back to us. We're going to go get some crew because we're not close enough to go fight anyone. So we've got a movement of 2, but we're just going to move to this spot and pick up a crew. So the things we're looking for is numbers up here for attacking, and they'll give us a special ability on certain types of actions. So what Chopper allows us to do, when we go trade, he's going to allow us to take another move action afterwards. So we'll bring him over, and that gets replaced. And back over here. Once we go to 5 again, moving towards the green, it's got a movement of 1 plus 2 more, so it's moving 3. And all these ships want to move vertically first, then horizontal. So 1, 2, and 3. That's going to be his turn. We are going to go ahead and search. Just stay where we're at. So what that's going to allow us to do, we can keep that for now, play it at any time. When we go into a storm area, we can ignore the damage would take. And back on our vengeful Miss Drake. Always going to skip this. So it's going to 1 when it lands back on one of those spots. Helpers go back down here, so it's got +1 movement. So it's targeting orange. Movement of 2, so it's not going to be able to make it to it, so it's moving back up. And it had additional damage, but nothing to shoot. So we're kind of getting lucky with that. But it did cross the line there, which means we get to move the orange and green ship and the navy towards them. So the orange ship wants to move away. It's going to ignore the storm, as does the other pirate and the navy. Like I said, it does prefer to go vertical, but it is going to avoid all that. And with 0 treasure out, that shows the Navy's moving 2 spaces, so 1 and 2. So back to us, we're in the same spot, so if we cross this line, the Navy's going to come after us. And we kind of want to hide from them. So we're going to hang up in a cove here. So in a spot like that, we can go hiding in a cove. We get to reassign all of our deckhands. And I think we're going to put 2 of them into extort, which is going to allow us to get 2 coins. And the AI gets to move our ships. Of course, it doesn't want to affect us. And the Navy's going to come after us, but they're not going to see us hiding in here. So that's our turn. Back to Madam. So it wants to go to 5. So it's going to jump around this way. Those come back down. To move towards green, it's got a movement of 1, 2. Searching. That gets discarded for a gold. That's also shown on our card here. Oh, it did have extra movement. So it would have made it all the way over here. So we'll just move that search token over. So it's done. Back to us. We want to sell some stuff. We're going to stay right where we're at. Selling that token. So it goes back in our bag, and it's worth 5 gold at the moment. So we're going to go from 3 to 8. Once something gets sold, everything else moves up on the chart, and that goes to the bottom. And we have an ability with Chopper. After we take that action, we get to move. Our movement is 1, 2. And I think we'll just go to this location. Ending our turn. Off to Drake. Just going to move those around. Moving back to this location. So it just takes one off the top. And just uses these numbers to hit us with. Ignores everything on the bottom. And that symbol there means the opposing player, us, is going to lose a coin. I could not find anything in the rule book about that symbol, so online, that's what I've been told to do. So that ends their turn. Oops, did pass here, so we get to move everything. I'm going to move down, move up. This is moving 2 spaces, so it's going to attack there. They are going to lose, and that just takes all these people down into their repair shop. And we place the ship in the nearest unoccupied cove, which is tied between those. All right, so back to our turn. We are just going to go plunder. So first our movement, we're going to go up to a storm. Move a guy from next door to repair. Get to tokens. Now we've only got room for one. So we can drop one and fill up with the others. Then back over here. Wants to go to one. So skipping all those. So it wants to go after the orange ship. It's going to have a movement of one, so it's definitely not going to make it to it. And it passed that, so we get to move everything. So this one's still trying to head this direction. That one's heading that direction. Then this gets to come down and wipe it out again. So nearest cove. So I think we're getting lucky with that. Back to our turn. We're going to go pick up some more crew. So we'll place that there. Jump to that spot. Sail there. And we'll take Sally Shoresight. So after we do a search, we can sell some items. That's going to come up handy real soon. So place that. Over here, rolling. Gets a 4. So once we go plunder the orange, but it only has a movement of 1. So it will plunder. So it's going to plunder. And when it gets its third token, it goes immediately into a trade. So it's going to look, see what the highest thing over there that it has and sell all of that. So the purple cube goes away. It's going to gain 4 coins, up to 6. And drop the price of that down. Then it's going to search as its bonus action, getting itself 2 more coins. Then for our turn, we are going to search and stay right where we're at. All right, so we've got some more movements. So at any time, we can use that for 2 more move. Because of her ability, after we search, we can sell. We sell all those items. We will go ahead and sell 2 of them. So that would normally get us 10 money. But instead, we can only max out at 13. We just lose the rest. And drop that price down. Then back to Madam Drake, rolling to see what she's going to do. So she wants to get back to 4. 1, 2 over here. Going after the orange, which you can definitely make it to. So it automatically gets 2 damage. It's rolling 2 dice. Got a 6 and a 2. So oddly enough, it's just got 2 damage, which is not enough to beat up the merchant ship. Because it needs to beat that. So when that happens, the solo pirate gains a gold. And nothing happens to the merchant. So what I'm going to do is move that up there. Move over here to plunder. Got a movement of 2. So go 1, 2. So our movement's already done. So we hit the storm. So losing the rigging is not going to affect us. Then we go to plunder. So we get 2 tokens or cubes. So we're done there. We passed this spot. So ships are moving. So this guy's going to go deliver that treasure. Get a new one. And this one's not going to go into our spots. He's going to try to go around us. And since we don't have any buried treasure, this one's moving 2 spaces towards us. So we're done. Going to jump to that spot, which moves those 2 back down to go towards the orange ship, who now is headed that way. Movement of 2. It's plundering, so it's going to get 1 token. And highest, good grief. It's going to sell those, which is going to max it out. When it fills up its gold track, loses all its gold, buries one of its treasures in the closest spot to it. If it's equal distance, we get to choose where it goes. And he's also searching for 2 money. So for our turn, we're going to place that one so we can jump over and do a search, which will bring this one back down. We're going to stay in this spot, searching, so we can get a crate of our choice. I'm sorry, not of our choice. We just get to draw 1 and see if we want to keep it, and we won't. And after we search, we can bury. So this one costs us 12. So we'll go down to 1. And we can still plunder, so we can look at 2 more crates. I like the purple. End your turn. Back to Madam Drake. Once we go to 5. So now it's got a movement of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's found its target green. It's searching that area. Getting 3 gold. Goodness. Had extra movement, but didn't need it. All right. We're going to go to a cove. So we've got a movement. We're coming in here to hide. We can reassign these. So we're going to use that to extort 2 gold. Oh. They're heading that direction, and we get to move that. We now have 1 buried treasure, so it's moving 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, but we are hidden in a cove and safe. So Madam Drake, rolling a 3. Trying to find the green ship. It's got plenty of movement to go there. It's going to gain some crew, so it just takes it off the top. Then we lose a coin. And we've got a move of 2, so we want to go sell some goods. So 1, 2, we're in that location. So we're going to sell both these cubes, which are 4 each. We're getting 8 up to 10. Change the market. Whenever we sell, we get to move again. Still have a movement of 2, so we'll go down here. And for Miss Drake, once we go search, so it's got a movement of 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking towards the green, already there. So searching, getting a coin, and done. I think we'll just move down here and plunder. Going into a storm, moving 1 over to repair. Then we'll get 2. Back over to Madam Drake. Ooh, a 6. So moving over. It's going to target our space. So it, I believe on this side, we don't get the bonus actions. So it's got a movement of 2. So coming towards us, plunder, it's going to get a token. And that's going to be it. And for us, we're going to go get some crew. So we'll skip there and jump. Got a movement of 2. So 1, 2. So we'll take him. So whenever we do go in a battle, we get to re-roll our 3s or 4s if we want to. At the moment, 3s don't help us. Then back to Madam Drake. Just going to jump back here. She wants some crew now. That got replaced. Comes off the top. It's looking for green. So it's got a movement of 3. So that's not an issue to get to there. Then it got its crew and we lose a coin. That's annoying. Then we get to move some things. So orange is going that direction. Green is going that direction. And the ship comes this direction. So all the people go to the repair area. And it's going to the nearest unoccupied cove. So both of these are 2 spaces away. We'll move it to that cove. And for our turn, we're going to go searching. Movement of 2. Found 2 coins. After we search, we can do some trading. We're in this location. We're just going to trade one of them. Gets us 4, or in this case, 2 coins. And that's our turn. Just going back around to that spot, looking for the orange ship. Movement of 2. Then we get to move some things. That one's dropping off some booty. Then it gets attacked again. And back to us. Let's see, we've got a movement of 2, which is not going to get us to a cove, which is where I want to be. So since things are going to go bad for us, we're just going to spin all the way around like so. Getting our final crew. We'll take Jack. Oh, did get to move first. Only got a movement of 1 though. Yeah, don't think there's any point in moving. I'll just move into that spot. Pick up our crew and we're done. So we went past here. Things are moving. We get attacked. And everyone goes to repair. All right, over on this side. Once we get to spot 5, which is searching. So it's got a movement of 1, 2, 3, 4. It's looking for the green ship, which is right there. Nothing to search for. So nothing else happens. So we have a movement of 1. Which we're going to have to use. we'll move down here. Doing the search action, which doesn't do anything, but allows us to bury some treasure, and we can't bury it in with there. So that's going to take all 13 of our money. Then we get to plunder, which will be a 1 cube. And we could sell if there was somewhere there to sell, but there isn't. So done. Spot 2. It's not going to be able to make it, so it's going over here. So I want to go blow up the orange ship, which it can do. So it's automatically got 4 hits plus the 2 dice. So I think it's going to succeed here. So 3 and a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. Yep, that's a win. So it's going to take this token, which fills the ship up, which is also the highest one over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Also blew up this ship for 2 more money, which is going to max it out. That gets discarded and replace it. And it's burying some treasure. And we're tied in this race, it looks like. So back for our turn. We're going to go hide. Movement of 1 into the cove. Reassign some things. So that's going to get us 2 coins. Oh, and this got blown up. He'll go further spot away from him. So we finished our turn, back to there. 6. So it's looking for us with a movement of 1, 2. So it can reach us. Starting with a base 1, 2, 3, 4. With 3 dice. So it's got a base 4, 5, 6. 6 damage. And for us, I don't think we can match that, but we're going to try. Got a 2 and a 6. We can re-roll our 2s. All right. So the 6 is going to get us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 6, 7. So when we defeat the solo pirate, we move up on the chart, which allows us to gain 2 gold. Gets jostled, we go counterclockwise to find that since there's none down here. It gains a gold and goes to the nearest cove. Well, actually, I guess that didn't happen. We were hidden. We're safe in the cove and can't be attacked. Undo. All that awesome rolling for nothing. Well, that's how lucky rolls go. At least we got to see that in action. So back to our turn. We've got a movement of 2, so we're going to go sell some stuff. So 1, 2. Sell some purple. Which gets us 4 coins. So we're up to 6. Then we get to move again because of her ability. We'll just go ahead and go down here and deal with the weather, even though I don't really need to. And a 5. So it wants to search. It's got 4 movement. Wants to go towards the green. And nothing to search, so done. Back to us. We'll go ahead and plunder. Looking for 2. And keep that one. And back over here. 6. So it's moving towards us. Movement of 2. It's going to plunder twice. So the first time, that's not good. It gets this, and then it's going to get 8 money with those. Then plunder again. Back to our turn, so we're going to have to get moving. We want to go search. So we're going to search there. Finding something of our choice. It's not where I wanted to go, but I've already seen this now. Oh, once again, not our choice. Just random. That works. So we can plunder, but that's not a place to do that. We can sell. I'm in the wrong spot. Messed up. That gets us 2 gold. And we're done. So 3. To move towards green. It's going to grab a crew. Betty Blunderbuss. We're going to lose a coin. Then back to our turn. Let's see, our movement. We need to sail on one of those 2 locations. So that's a movement of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a movement of 4. All right. So we're going to go to a safety of the cove. Spinning that to help with our movement. So we'll move in here with our free 1. Gives us 2 more. We're going to stay in the cove. We get to refresh some things. Grab a money. We passed, so these things are moving. This is going to come down, but we're safe in the cove, so we're done. So see if it's going to win here. 6 wants to come fight us. Only got a movement of 2 though, and we're in a safe spot. So back to our turn. We want to go sell some stuff. Got a movement of 3. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to sell both of these for 4 each, which will max us out. And after we sell, we get to move. Once again, so we got a movement of 3, so we'll go 1, 2, 3. No, we won't. I think we just have to sit there and hope. So over here, rolling 1 to 5. Searching, got tons of movement going towards the green. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing to search, so done. So for our turn, we go searching. We're not going to move. We're going to bury our final treasure. And with our 3 treasures gone, So in the normal game, everyone gets the same amount of turns, but in solo mode, first to bury 3 treasures is the winner. So unfortunately for Madam Drake, she didn't get things timed well, but even with that, close game. So my initial thoughts, presentation, theme, components, all the components are great in this. Got good dice, good cardboard tokens, nice card stock. Everything looks good. The rules for multiplayer seemed good. The rules for solo play, there were a lot of things missing in my opinion. Basically on the back of all these cards, we found the right ones. Yeah, there's nowhere to find what different symbols meant. So Board Game Geek, fortunately some other people had the same questions and that was figured out. So I was able to find that. But basically it's symbols of it's going to gain 4 money. We're going to lose 2 money. And here it steals 2 money and steals things in our ship. So other than that, like I said, I think multiplayer, everything looked clear. Solo could have used some help, I think. Gameplay and replayability for a solo game. I mean, this seemed like a pick up and deliver, and I feel like I've got some better pick up and deliver games. So I don't think this is a game for me anyway for solo play. Some things I did like though. I did like the rondelles with everyone getting, we've got the same actions. They're just going to happen in a different order. Multiplayer, I think I'd be more interested in this game multiplayer, but once again, pick up and deliver. For me, there's better games out there for pick up and deliver, unless of course you're just going with the size of the box and it's easier to carry. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.